Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cat Talk Radio. I'm your host, Molly DeVos, and today I'm joined by my handsome husband and co-host, Dewey Vaughn.
Hello, everyone. Hello, my beautiful wife. Hello, all of you cat fans in the big cat world.
We also have some very special guests today. We have Dewey's oldest grandchildren with us, and today's episode is going to be all about kids and cats because we're going to take their questions about cats and we're going to ask them a few questions. We're going to see how well they know cats. So if you're listening to this podcast, hop on over to YouTube and watch it because we actually have video of the kids. And to my left is
Liana.
And to my right is
Lacey.
And these girls are twins. And you girls are how old?
11.
Yay. And with Dewey, we have
Brantley, yay.
And how old are you, Brantley? We can hardly hear you. Scoot a little closer to the microphone. How old are you, Brantley?
10, about to turn 11.
All right.
Right.
So let's talk about cats. All right.
Yay.
Brantley, have you had cats before?
Yes.
How many?
Only one.
What was your cat's name?
I don't know. I was like 4 when we had him.
Oh, I see. I see. And what about you girls? Do they have a cat?
We have
What?
technically 4 right now.
You have 4.
Four.
What do you mean
cats.
technically?
Wow.
What do you mean by technically?
Because we own the cat, but she lives over in the neighbor's barn.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So, but like all 4 of them live in the neighbor's barn?
No, just one of them.
Just one. And the other 3 live in your house?
2 live outside and 1 live in our house. But
Ah,
she's mostly outside.
I see. Okay. And you're in what kind of area? Are you in a busy street area?
We No. live by a highway,
Oh.
but not like a giant highway.
And are you worried that the cats are going to go out and play in the cars on the highway?
No, because Not they don't really. really go up there.
They stay by the house.
Mhm.
Now you used to have chickens, right? How did that
Yes.
work? Did the cats chase the chickens?
No, something kept eating them.
The cats or the chickens?
The chickens.
Oh, okay. And so,
Like we think like a coyote came and ate them
oh
overnight, and we just kept losing some overnight.
no. Well, good thing he didn't eat the cats.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And Brantley, you live near the girls.
Yeah.
You've met their cat?
Yes.
And what do you think of their cat? What's their cat's name, Brantley?
Piper and Binks. Those are the only 2 I know.
Can hardly hear you. And so what do you think of those cats?
I think they're pretty nice. But they can be buttholes sometimes.
Well, what makes them buttholes?
Yeah. Pet them and then they're like,
Oh.
Yeah.
Why do you think they do that?
I don't know. Because you're making them mad.
Where are they? Well, how are you petting them?
Like this, like by their neck.
Oh. And they still, do they hiss and scratch or what do they do to you?
Well, sometimes when they're not in the mood.
Oh.
I've had one stray cat bite me and then like.
A stray cat, but not one of your cats.
No.
No.
And one put its claw up your nose while you were sleeping.
Put
That's
it.
true.
What? Tell us
It was
about that.
hers.
Tell us about that.
So I was sleeping and I woke up and my cat Piper's claw was in my nose. So I yank it out.
Like piercing your nose, giving you a nose piercing? Did it make a hole? Did it bleed?
No.
No, wasn't that bad? Okay, good. What do you girls feed your cat?
We feed our Piper kitten food because she's still not old enough. But if we run out, then we give her just a little bit of adult food. And
Oh,
we give the other cats adult food.
oh, good. So what do you girls and boys want to know about cats? Do you have questions about cats?
I have one.
Okay, Brantley, what's your question?
Do cats actually have 9 lives?
Oh, good question.
Good question. Yeah.
Dewey, you want to answer that question?
I have research that says they have 36 lives.
Not just 9, but 36.
36.
And
36.
9 times what equals 36?
Four.
Good job. Ding, ding, ding. The girls win round 1. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, it's really pretty funny because I've got the girls with me and Dewey has Brantley. So it's kind of girls against boys. So Brantley, to answer your question, cats do not have 9 lives. They really, sadly, only have 1 life on this earth like we do. But sometimes it seems like they have 9 lives because they're really good at getting out of difficult situations, right? You know how they say cats always land on their feet? And I don't know if you've ever watched those videos where cats will fall out of a really high place and they twist and turn and then they always end up landing on their feet.
Yes.
And that's kind of a saying too, when people talk about other people who always seem to have good luck no matter what. A lot of times they'll say, that guy always lands on his feet no matter what happens to him. So that's kind of like having 9 lives, but they really only have 1. I wish they had 9 because they don't live very long. Does anybody know how long cats live on average? Guess.
6 years?
What'd you say?
About 6 years?
What do you guess?
Maybe 10.
Lacey says, what is it, 10 or 13?
Between there.
So you want to guess 12 or 11?
Hold on. I want to guess 13.
You want to
13.
guess 13? What do you want?
12.
12. What do you got, Liana?
Maybe 15 years.
15. So nowadays, on average, a cat can actually live 16 to 18 years indoors, right? So if they're outdoors, they really don't usually live that long. They only live to be about 8 or 10 years old. They live about half as long if they're living outside versus inside. And that's because there's lots of things that can happen to them outside, right?
Mhm.
What are some of the things
Yeah.
that can happen to them?
It could get killed by a fox, a wolf, and maybe even a dog.
Yeah. You have wolves in your neighborhood?
Yes.
I don't know about wolves, but we definitely have coyotes.
Yeah, we do too. What are some other things, girls, that can happen to them outside?
The cats could get in a fight with another animal and get very badly hurt.
Yeah, they can get injured. What else? They can catch diseases from other cats, right? Right. And what else? If they get out on the highway, what else can happen to them?
They can get hit by a car.
Right. Exactly. So they live a lot longer if you keep them inside. All right. What other questions do you have? That was a good question, Brantley. What about you girls?
What is the rarest cat?
The rarest cat. Do you know that
Good one.
Dewey and I met the rarest cat in the world?
Really?
Yeah, you want to tell them about it, Dewey?
No, because I don't remember. I don't remember which was I'm with you, and we see so many cats. They all look the same to me.
You'll remember it when I tell the story. So Dewey and I were
Okay.
at a cat show in Dallas, and it was a show where I was speaking in the educational ring about cats, and the rarest cat in the world was there. And I'll tell you that it was a Maine Coon, and it was a calico, and it was a boy. Now that in itself is really rare. And the reason is because tricolored cats, meaning cats that have 3 colors of hair, right? Orange and black and white, typically, those are always girls. 99.9% of the time, they're always female. So when you get a male calico, which is a 3-colored cat, that's really rare. But what's super rare about this guy was that he was able to make kittens. he had already sired 2 litters of kittens. So to have a fertile male calico cat, no matter what the breed, was super rare. So that was like the rarest domestic cat. I should preface that. That's there right now. Good
And those
question.
cats are huge. I remember the story now, and I remember us seeing that, but it's been a while back, and I hadn't realized or thought about it being the rarest cat. But now that you say that, it came to mind. But I was just amazed about how big that cat was. He was really big, and I think you were showing the kids the other day a cat where they were holding it up, and it was touching the floors. A really big cat, similar to the one you're talking about.
Yeah. Remember that we were on
Yeah.
Facebook, and there was a picture of big cats, and this lady was holding this big cat, and its feet were almost touching the floor. And that's the size. That was a Maine Coon, and that was kind of the size of this guy. He was huge. What's your question? Do you have a question about cats?
How do you know like when they're sick?
How do you know when they're sick? That's a very good question too. So when your cat starts acting different, right? Then you kind of know something's not right. Just like you kids, right? If you usually have a bunch of energy and you're running around and you're really loud, and then all of a sudden you're really quiet and sleepy, it's probably because you're not feeling good, right? Not feeling right. Something's not right. And
Yeah,
then
like you ate a bunch of candy.
like what?
Like you ate a bunch of candy.
Yeah, like if you eat a bunch of candy, does that give you a stomach ache?
Yeah, if you run around a whole bunch.
Yeah. And so in the other signs, there's lots of signs, but like, day before yesterday, Pico, right? What did Pico do?
Started sneezing and wouldn't eat for a couple days.
Right. He
threw up
wasn't.
in the middle of the night.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't eating for a couple of days, and he threw up, and we were really worried about him. And whatever it was that was blocking his tummy and upsetting it moved through, and then he was fine, right? He started, but when he wasn't feeling that way, some of the other things is their whiskers, right? Remember how he was holding his whiskers way back against his face, and his eyes were kind of squinty, and then he was kind of sitting up on his stomach, he was like, oh, kind of crouched in. So those are some of the signs. We're boring Dewey. He's yawning.
I don't mean to. I'm sorry. I was yawning.
What other questions about cats?
What does it mean when they have blood in their litter box?
Oh, when they have blood in their litter box. Well, that's a really bad sign. Is it in their
Yeah.
poop or their pee?
Poop.
In their poop. Yeah, that's not a good sign. That means you should take your cat to the vet right away. That means something serious is wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that could mean something very serious is wrong. Okay,
That's
so
a
we're
good
going to ask,
question. That's a good question.
That is a good question. You guys have any other questions about cats?
No.
We're going to ask you some questions.
No.
I have some questions here.
Okay, Dewey's going to ask question.
Can you hear me okay?
Not really. You guys are really faint.
Can you hear me okay?
That's much better. If you guys got
All right.
closer to the speaker, we could probably hear you much better.
Yeah, unfortunately, my normal speaker is not working well, so it could be that's the problem.
Okay.
All right, here's a question. And Brentley's trying to look.
Don't peek at the answers, Brantley.
Which of these foods do cats like the least? That means they like the others over this. One is fish, rabbit, chicken, or celery.
Celery.
And why is that?
That's good.
Because cats don't really eat like fruits and vegetables like we do.
That's right. They don't. What do they eat?
Meat.
Right.
Usually meat.
Exactly. They eat meat. Because what did they eat in the wild? What did Pico bring in from his cat run last night?
A bird.
Bird.
Exactly, he did, didn't he? So when they're out in the wild, they're gonna eat birds and what else?
Rabbits. Uh,
What else?
Maybe
like
mice.
turkey, if they can even catch a turkey.
A turkey. They might, but definitely mice and other kinds of rodents and lizards and stuff like that, right?
Lizards, yeah,
And
that's-
celery.
And
And celery.
Oh, no celery.
okay, here's another question, if you can hear me. Cats can see better in the dark than people can. True or false?
True.
True.
Oh, now what makes you say that?
Because they have like better eyesight than we do. Like in the dark. Plus,
have
I
night
think also
vision.
because like when you like come home or something and you look at their eyes in the dark, like it'll like gleam.
Oh, yes, it reflects. Yeah, yeah. They have
And it
a,
helps us see better in the dark.
they can see better in the dark. That's right. Do you think they can see better in the daylight?
Mm,
Probably better in the dark than the daylight.
But do you think they can see better in the daylight than we do? Or do we see better in the daylight?
I think we see
better in the daylight.
That's true. Good. Very good.
Okay, here's another question. Which of these animals is not closely related to the cat? A lion, a wolf, a tiger, a leopard?
a wolf.
Oh,
Wolves aren't closely related. That would be correct.
Yay. Okay, the next one is, which of these is a fact about tortoiseshell cats?
No, wait. Do you know what a tortoiseshell cat is?
Yes, we have one.
Okay.
That's the
no.
Piper.
That's
That's the breed she is a
tortoiseshell.
Yeah.
So tell Brantley what that is.
I don't really know how to explain it. It's kind of like a calico cat. Except for calicos have white and they don't really usually have white.
Yeah. So again, it's usually like 3 colors all blended together.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the questions. They are boys. They all have 5 legs. Half are boys and half are girls. They are almost always girls.
That's kind of hard.
Can you read the question again?
You remember a minute ago when Molly was talking about the rarest cat, and what was he?
It was a male.
Okay, here's the question again. Which of these is a fact about tortoiseshell cats?
So it's a multiple choice question and you're looking for the one statement that's right.
Okay.
They are boys. They all have 5 legs. Half are boys and half are girls. They are almost always girls.
I think they are almost always girls.
Boys, girls.
What do you think?
Maybe half and half.
What do you think, Brantley?
Same as Liana.
What, that they're
Almost
That they're
all
almost
girls.
always girls.
almost always girls? Okay. That would
That's
be
it.
the correct answer.
Yay! Ding, 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 ding.
Because
ding.
remember, all tricolor cats are almost always females. Yeah.
Okay, here's the next question. What do you call a male cat? A Jerry, a Fred, a Sally, or a Tom?
Tom.
Jerry.
Tom and Jerry.
What do you think?
I think maybe a Tom.
Tom. And the correct
Oh,
answer is
that's
Tom.
Tom.
Like a
Yay.
tomcat. You know?
Okay, here's one that I don't even know that I've known or could ever get right either. So it's okay if you don't. We'll have Molly explain it. But what is a group of cats called?
Yeah. Do you know what a group, like birds, a flock of birds. That's a bunch of birds, a herd of cattle. What do you call a bunch of cats? Do we know? You want to guess? What would you call a bunch of cats?
A herd?
A herd? What do you think?
Um,
A herd of cats?
yeah.
What do you think? A bunch of cats. So a bunch of cats is called a clouder.
Clouder. See, I wouldn't have known that either. So
Yep, a
don't feel bad.
clouder of
I've
cats.
Never heard of that. Never heard of that.
Now, do you know what you call a bunch of kittens? No, a bunch of kittens is called a kindle.
Kindle?
A kindle of kittens.
No way.
Wow.
Brantley's calling BS on me. All right. Well, that's about all the questions we have for you. And since you're out of questions, we'll wrap up this silly episode of Cat Talk Radio with our grandchildren.
Yay! This has been fun, guys.
Thank you for tuning in today. And thank you, kids, for joining us on Cat Talk Radio.
You are welcome.
Yay!
It was
It
really fun.
was fun.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That was good.
All right.
So you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Cat Behavior Solutions, Cat Talk Radio. Hop on over to our website at catbehaviorsolutions.org and buy your cat some new presents in our store. And if you'd like to help support our cause, you can do so in the store. There are donation amounts at the bottom of the items that you can add to your cart and help support our cause and help keep us on the air. And we are going to keep doing this as long as shelter euthanasia is the number one cause of death in cats. Until next time, everybody,
Yay.
keep calm and purr on.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.